Hi everyone, my name is Mona and welcome to my June 2024 net worth video. My overall net worth is $663,495.57. Let's take it all the way from the top in terms of my assets, and then we're going to talk about my liabilities and any other updates that I have. So taking it from the top, my Bank of America checking account balance in June was $4,736.99. That's an increase of $10.34 from the prior month. The reason for this increase is just the normal fluctuation in this account from month to month as I rebalance and reset it for the upcoming month's expenses. This Bank of America checking account, I utilize it 100% for my monthly expenses. So the balance can fluctuate slightly here and there depending on the day that I do the net worth video. But again, this checking account is just to cover all the expenses for the month. Moving on to my Ally Bank savings account. Balance on that account is $19,701.51. That's an increase of $6,141.56 from the prior month. I've really been focused on increasing my emergency fund, and I more recently did hit the $15,000 mark in my emergency fund. So this is where the majority of this increase is coming from. So I'm just trying to build up my emergency fund as high as possible. This account is not just my emergency fund. My emergency fund is about $15,000 of this, and the rest of this money is split between a sinking fund I have for my daughter's ABLE account, my daughter's checking account, and then what else do I have in there? My emergency fund, of course, and and I have a home improvement fund in there as well. So there's multiple different buckets in the Ally savings account that I have, but I'm really happy to see the balance at $19,000. This is awesome. So close to $20,000 there. Now, my 401k balance on the account is $265,235.05. That's an increase of $9,168.01. This is all due to the stock market growth because I've maxed out my 401k in March, so I haven't put any money at all into it since then. So this is really amazing growth from the prior month. My 401k is 100% invested in the S&P 500. I did get a couple comments from my last net worth video to give information in terms of what my investment accounts are actually invested in. So I thought that was a really good advice. So I want to incorporate that now. So again, 401k is 100% in the S&P 500. My Roth IRA balance on that account is $37,446.65. That's an increase of $1,023.16 from the prior month. This, again, is all growth just thanks to the stock market because I maxed out the Roth IRA in March, so haven't been able to contribute directly to it. So it's really nice to see that it made, to me, a fairly significant leap in a month's time. And my Roth IRA is invested in the total stock market fund, the S&P 500, and SCHD. So I would say the S&P 500 is 60% of the portfolio on the Roth IRA. Then the total stock market is another 30%, and then SCHD is 10% of it. So that's the mix in the Roth IRA. The brokerage account balance on that is $148,114.45. That's an increase of $16,785.59 from the prior month. I know this is a humongous increase, and this is not the market. Like my brokerage account has not done well from like a stock market perspective. I'm working on fixing that, but no, this is my money that I put in. I think last week or maybe 2 weeks at this point, put in a pretty big deposit of $14,000. So, and plus I've been DCAing every single week. So this increase is like probably 100% all the money that I put in. But it's really nice to see the brokerage account inching closer and closer to $150,000. So that's awesome. And brokerage account is about 57% of it is in the S&P 500, and the remaining 46%, if I can do math, is in SCHD. But the plan is for eventually the brokerage account to be 80% S&P 500, 20% SCHD. So I'm working on just aggressively investing so I can get to those ratios eventually. Moving over to the HSA, health savings account, balance on that account is $24,833.39. That's an increase of $1,406.61. This is really great. I'm very happy with the change in the HSA from the prior month. I do contribute about $283 every 2 weeks into the HSA through my employer. So I do put in over $500 per month into the HSA account. But that's still a lot of growth, even if you subtract out my contributions. Moving over to the ABLE account, ABLE stands for Achieving a Better Life Experience, and it's an investment/checking account for individuals with disability. My daughter does have a disability, so this is her investment account. Balance on her account is $37,705.32. That's an increase of $581.36. And again, this is all growth from the market because I hit the $18,000 contribution limit for the ABLE account for 2024. That was not all contributions I made. It was the 529 rollovers that I did plus some additional contributions, why I hit it so early in the year. So I'm not able to contribute directly to the ABLE account anymore. So this is 100% growth, which is awesome. I did start a sinking fund for the ABLE account so that I can put a larger deposit once 2025 hits, and I've been making videos on that, so you can check it out. But this account is really for my daughter and her future, and just making sure that I'm doing the best I can to set her up for success. And moving over to my final asset, which is my home. It's valued at $435,000. I'm keeping that flat for the entire year, so that's a difference of $0. So if you add up all of my assets for June, I am a total at $972,773.36. That's a difference of $35,000, an increase of $35,116.63 from the prior month. That's so awesome. And I'm just getting closer and closer to $1 million in assets. How cool is that? Wow, am I going to actually maybe hit that $1 million mark by the end of the year? It's looking like it, but again, it all depends on how the stock market performs and if I'm still employed, right? So those two things will need to be working in my favor for me to hit that $1 million mark. But I do think that if they do work in my favor, I will hit the mark. All right, moving over to my liabilities, I just have one, which is my mortgage. Balance on my mortgage is $309,277.79. That's a decrease of $3,506.64 from the prior month. I am working to aggressively pay off my mortgage the best I can, given my investment goals. But in June, I had some money come through, so I was able to put a couple $1,000s extra towards the mortgage. So I'm so happy to see it at this balance, and I want this number to keep on going down and down and down each month. But again, investing is more of a priority than paying down the mortgage. My mortgage rate is 6.75, so it's not one of those 2-something mortgage rates. But again, just trying to pay this down because I don't want to be paying a mortgage for the next 30 years of my life. And that's my only liability. I don't believe in debt. I don't do the credit card points stuff. I just pay all my bills in cash and keep my life very simple. So if you take the assets and then you minus the liability, that's what brings you to the $663,495.57. And that's an increase of $38,623.27 from the prior month. So that's a pretty decent chunk of change there in terms of a difference between the months. All right, that is all the update I have for you for the June 2024 net worth video. Let me know how your net worth was in June. Overall, I think the stock market performed well, so hopefully your investments are up. And I'll talk to you soon. I'll catch you in next month's net worth video, should I say. Bye.